Hey everyone, welcome back. Ever scroll through your feed and think, hold on, is that article for real?
Happens to the best of us.
It's like we're drowning in information these days, and not all of it is, well, accurate. So today we're tackling fake news head on.
We need to arm ourselves.
Right. And luckily, we've got just the thing. We're diving deep into battling fake news, a critical mindset.
Great source.
It really is. And one of the first things that hit me, they're not pulling any punches, saying straight up the internet, social media. Like they paved the way for fake news to spread like wildfire.
And it's true, the speed at which misinformation can spread now is unbelievable. And the thing is, this isn't just about, being right or wrong. It goes way deeper.
Okay, so make it real for us. What are the actual consequences?
Imagine this. You come across this online article talking about this amazing new stock tip. Sounds too good to be true, right? But you think, hey, I'll take the risk. Invest your hard-earned money. Only to find out later that article was based on completely made-up stuff.
Ouch. Talk about an expensive lesson.
Right. It's a harsh reminder that fake news has real-world consequences. And actually, the source dives into this classic example, the MMR vaccine and autism. Remember that?
Vaguely.
Yeah, so back in '98, there was this small study that linked them, completely bogus, but it sparked this huge fear, and because of the internet, that fear spread like
What
crazy.
could lead to people choosing not to vaccinate?
Exactly. Vaccination rates went down, and it took years to combat that misinformation, all because of one misleading study and how easily it spread online.
It's kind of terrifying how one piece of fake news can snowball like that.
Absolutely, and it highlights why we need to be so vigilant.
Okay, so fake news. It's not just an inconvenience. It has a real impact. We get it. But how do we even begin to spot it?
Right. It feels like a losing battle sometimes.
It does. Like
Okay.
every article has some hidden agenda.
Well, here's the good news. There are some pretty clear red flags.
Okay, lay them on us.
Our trusty source, Battling Fake News, they've got our backs. They talk about looking out for things like missing author info, no sources cited.
Makes sense.
Or if the website itself seems sketchy, like have you ever even heard of this source before?
Yeah, those are good starting points. But what about the actual content? Like, how do you know if what you're reading is true or just, a bunch of hot air?
Ah, you're getting to the good stuff. This is where it gets interesting. One of the biggest tricks in the fake news playbook, manipulating your emotions.
Oh, I see this all the time. Those clickbait headlines, right?
Exactly. Like, you won't believe what happened next, or this one trick will change your life.
Yeah. Not the words.
And we fall for it because those headlines, they're designed to make you feel something. Curious, excited, maybe even a little riled up.
Definitely.
And that's the whole point. They want to bypass that critical thinking part of your brain and go straight for the feels.
So strong emotions, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
What else should we watch out for?
Have you noticed how some articles present opinions as if they're cold, hard facts?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Big claims, no real evidence to back them up.
Like they're trying to tell you what to think
Yeah.
instead of just giving you the information.
Bingo. That's another big one. A trustworthy source. They'll present the information fairly, they'll acknowledge different perspectives, and they'll back up their claims with, actual evidence.
Okay, so we've covered why fake news is such a big deal. It's more than just annoying, right? It actually affects us and the decisions we make.
Right. It has a real impact.
And we talked about those sneaky tactics like emotional manipulation and presenting opinions as facts. But now for the big question, what do we do about it?
Well, the good news is we're not helpless, not at all.
I like hearing that.
Our source, Battling Fake News, they really drive this point home, They say our best defense, our best weapon, a critical mindset.
So it's not just about spotting those red flags. It's about changing how we think about the information coming at us.
Exactly. Don't just take things at face value.
Even if it's from, like, a friend.
Even from a friend, even if it's a source you usually trust, always apply that healthy dose of skepticism.
So are we supposed to become like these fact-checking ninjas in our spare time?
It's not about being a pro, but more about adding a step in how we process information.
Okay, I like that. Give us the steps. What do we do?
So let's say you come across this article, something that really gets you fired up. Before you share it, take a moment.
Okay, pause for a second. What next?
Ask yourself, who benefits from this information going viral? Is someone trying to manipulate me, push an agenda?
That's a really good question. And if something still feels off, I guess we could try to verify it, right? Like find other sources,
Exactly. See if other reputable news outlets are reporting the same thing. Are they using a similar angle? Or does it seem, I don't know, one-sided?
like getting a second opinion or even a third.
Exactly. And, don't be afraid to dig into those sources themselves. Sometimes an article, it'll mention a study, a report. But if you look at the original source, you get a much clearer picture.
This is so helpful. It's not about being suspicious of everything, but being, I don't know, like an active participant in what we read and share.
Absolutely. We have way more power than we think. By asking the right questions, by doing a little digging, we contribute to a more truthful online space.
Love that. And on that note, a huge thank you to our expert for breaking this all down for us. And to you, dear listeners, thanks for sticking with us on this deep dive. Until next time, remember, stay curious, stay critical.